Hey, how's it going everyone? It's me, it's Jinsula, and welcome to another Pokemon GO discussion video. So, recently, Niantic has found themselves in hot water with the Pokemon GO community, and that is a result of a lot of decisions that they've made that a lot of players did not agree with. Some of these changes were in regards to incense and remote raid passes, but also some changes to community days and even Pokemon GO Fest itself. But I do think Niantic has the opportunity to redeem themselves, especially in the next coming months. I'm going to be talking about how they can do that in this video, so let's roll the intro and get right into it. Okay, so the reason why I'm making this video is because I received a lot of feedback recently that states that I've been hyperly critical towards Niantic without providing any constructive feedback. Well, that is precisely what I'm hoping to do in today's video. I honestly think there are plenty of ways that Niantic could redeem themselves from all of the missteps that they've committed over the past couple of months. A lot of it will have to do with building trust with the community, as well as providing the player base with some awesome content, as well as fixing some of the issues that are currently there. So first off, let's talk about trust, because I do think that building trust with the Pokemon GO community is the most important step that Niantic needs to make. I think the easiest thing that Niantic could do to build trust with the community is, of course, to over-communicate. For a while now, they've been working on some of these dev diary videos that kind of explain some of their philosophies with Pokemon GO, but I do think that these videos need to come out more frequently. As Niantic introduces new content or they make changes that are controversial, they need to explain themselves so that the Pokemon GO community has an understanding behind why those changes occurred in the first place. And it really shouldn't stop there. I mean, communication is a two-way street. If the Pokemon GO community is providing some feedback behind certain features or certain changes, then I do think that Niantic should listen to that feedback or at least acknowledge it. I mean, regarding some of the most recent changes to incense and raid passes, a lot of community members were really unhappy about that, and they were providing certain feedback that would have been really constructive. But instead of Niantic listening to that feedback, it seems like they just completely ignore it and double down on their decisions without giving any explanation. I think this could be detrimental for the longevity of Pokemon GO. If Niantic wants to see this game last for several more years, then they need to make sure they build a really good relationship with their core player base. A lot of people that are providing feedback regarding certain features and certain changes are the people who are actually the paying customers. So Niantic needs to listen to all of this feedback and at least acknowledge it so that the players are aware that these sort of things are actually being considered by Niantic. I'm not even saying that they need to always adhere to the community's demands, because the community may not always get it right, and I fully acknowledge that. But if players are unhappy about certain changes or certain features, then Niantic should consider at least giving it a second look. I mean, it's not even a case where Niantic is unable to do a lot of these sort of changes. We've seen a lot of recent positive changes to Pokemon GO's core gameplay as a result of community feedback, so we do know that Niantic is capable of listening to the community. They just need to do it more often, and they need to do it more openly. I think it will go a long way if they were to have a more engaging social media team that would actually respond directly to community concerns and community feedback. I think that would be a huge positive step. Now, another way that Niantic could build trust with the Pokemon GO community is to disclose the shiny rates for every different aspect of Pokemon GO. Like, if they introduce a new raid boss with a new shiny, then they should actually tell you what your odds of getting that shiny are in raid battles. And if they introduce a whole bunch of shinies in 7-kilometer eggs, then they should give you the odds of hatching that Pokemon and what the shiny rate is for that Pokemon. I know it's a long stretch for this to happen, considering that disclosing the shiny rates could cut into their revenue, but I do think that this is something that Niantic should consider doing if they want to build trust with their community. Now, aside from building trust with the community, I do think Niantic is able to redeem themselves from some of the blunders of this year by actually adding a whole lot of really interesting and really fresh gameplay. This was something that I was kind of hoping for when it came to the Ultra Beasts, because there was a lot of possibility for them to add a new kind of battling into Pokemon Go. As it turns out, Ultra Beasts were pretty much another level of raids. And I have to say, that was extremely disappointing, mainly because I was really hoping for something new and something fresh for Pokemon Go through the Ultra Beasts, and it never came. But this is one way that Niantic could redeem themselves with the Pokemon Go community. By giving us a bunch of new and fresh activities, that would certainly be a huge positive for Pokemon Go, because as of right now, the gameplay has kind of gotten redundant. There's just a lot of things to do in Pokemon Go, but it's the same stuff that we've been doing for the last several years, and I do think there needs to be a change. And speaking of changes, I do think Niantic needs to reconsider some of the changes that they recently made to the pandemic bonuses that we've been enjoying for the past couple of years. I've said this numerous times on my channel, but Niantic needs to realize that players have gotten used to these bonuses, and for them to take these bonuses away is going to be extremely jarring, and it's going to make playing Pokemon Go feel a lot less comfortable. I mean, a lot of these pandemic changes ended up becoming some of the best quality of life improvements to Pokemon Go that we've seen in a long time. So for Niantic to remove a lot of these bonuses, it's going to make Pokemon Go feel a little bit archaic. I think this is the most obvious way that Niantic could get back into the Pokemon Go community's good graces. Now, another way that Niantic could redeem themselves with gameplay is of course by adding a really cool event that will award a lot of shinies, and it's going to be free. I think the more Niantic leans into pay-to-win models, it's going to create even more negative sentiments with the community. But if they were to give us some sort of really special bonus or a really special event for free, I think that would be really cool. It doesn't necessarily have to be at the level of Pokemon Go Fest or the Kanto or Johto Tour event, but I do think having some sort of special event that isn't going to require a ticket purchase would be really good towards building up a positive sentiment with the Pokemon Go community. And finally, there's one way that Niantic could redeem themselves that doesn't necessarily involve building trust with the community or affect the gameplay in a certain way. But in actuality, this method would kind of do both at the same time, and that is to fix a lot of the issues that are currently plaguing Pokemon Go, especially those that have lingered for the longest time. We've recently seen them do a lot of positive changes to the Go Battle League, but there are still issues that are being reported. I think that they need to polish up this particular game mode of Pokemon Go, mainly because it is the biggest form of endgame content that's currently available. And on top of that, there's a lot of issues that are extremely embarrassing for Niantic that they continue to make time and time again. I mean, just ask anyone who plays Pokemon Go in New Zealand. Typically, when it comes to very special events like Pokemon Go Fest, there are a lot of issues at the start of those events, and they typically happen in New Zealand before everyone else. I really think this is something that Niantic needs to correct right away. If they are going to do something big for Pokemon Go, like an in-game event, then they need to make sure those sort of things are polished out before they are actually released. I think if Niantic wants to be in a good place with the Pokemon Go community, then the best way that they can achieve that is by preventing issues from happening whenever they release an in-game event or a brand new Pokemon of some kind. Even the smallest issues or visual glitches can create a bad reputation for Niantic as developers, so Niantic needs to make sure their game is continuously polished every time they release an update or they release new content into the game. So yeah, these are just some some of my thoughts regarding how Niantic could redeem themselves from some of the blunders that they've made over the past couple of months. Now, Pokémon GO is actually a really good game, don't get me wrong. Even though I have a lot of complaints and a lot of criticisms towards this game, I still am enjoying it, and at the end of the day, it is something that I would like to see improve. But let me know your thoughts down below. What is one way that you could see Niantic redeem themselves through this game, and what is something you would like to see moving forward? Let me know those thoughts down below, and let's have a great discussion. And if you ended up enjoying this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time here, and don't forget that little bell so you stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support my channel in any way, then do consider checking out the links in the description below. But yeah, that's going to be it. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I'll catch you all later.